Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing very well. I'm very excited to be here. You're my first in-person Kenyan interview, so thank you for having me.
Thank you for stopping by here fast. We appreciate you, and I want to get straight into it. Tell me about what your relationship is like with Ban. Of course, the man out and about, blowing up literally everywhere, Grammy and all of that. What was the relationship like when you guys were in studio working on that together?
Nah, that was dope, man. Big up. He's the homie. And I think with music, as it is with other creative stuff, when you have a good camaraderie with your collaborator, it makes everything doper. It's
way easy.
It's so effortless.
Yeah.
So and then you're not recording you record with a sense of spiritual purpose, but not with a sense of where is the song going. So which is how I ended up on his album on Another Story.
Yeah.
And then he ended up on mine with Tomorrow. Big up to the bro. He's doing amazing things, and that's how music should be. You know, these collaborations should be dope meets dope, and then the rest of it, the people can just enjoy.
I like what you just said, spirituality, not just where the song is going. Talk to me about that.
I mean, I like in other professions, you know. I was going to say we all went to school, but that was like a privileged tongue speaking.
No, we did.
Yeah, but I mean, in the sense of you go and you learn math and you can become, an accountant and other things that require just a formula.
Yeah.
But creating and making creations is not formulaic. It's spiritual.
Yes.
It's something that you cannot teach. You can teach a person to learn music, but you can't teach them to bring out the magic that is. So you have to be in touch spiritually.
Yeah.
You have to dig deep all the same. It's like a well that you can draw from, but that well you don't have a bucket. It's almost like you're going in blind.
Yeah.
And you always have to figure out a way to draw from that well. And if you lose touch with that spirituality, then the thing go.
It goes. Wow, that's deep. I was going to use the word spiritual, but let's go with the word deep. Now, you've spoken about teaching and all of that. What was interesting, when I was checking out your bio and everything, you've done a couple of lectures here, there, different institutions and all of that. What's that about? Is this just you wanting to impart knowledge, or is it deeper than that?
Nah, they want to pay me.
Let's call it what it is.
No, I mean, obviously it's part of it. But, one of the amazing things of being a practitioner in what you do is that without having gone to school for a master's or whatever at it, the people who study these in schools would want to hear from an experienced practitioner. Mm-hmm. And also, creatives sometimes undermine what we bring intellectually.
Yes.
And when you create and you're able to connect with people, etc., there's a certain learning and knowledge and wisdom you can share. So one of the things, for instance, I did once was it's called a Ifrimamu Memorial Lecture Series, which is usually for professors and all these academic people. But they were trying to be able to reach younger people, and they wanted to talk about popular culture.
Yes.
If you want to talk about popular culture, talk about the people who are influencing. Talk with the people who are influencing popular culture. So they came to me, a popular culture musician, and I put some ideas and words together, and I think I delivered.
No, I mean, when here's the thing: your grandparents, your parents, all very, very academic people, very smart, and of course you yourself, like you said, you went to school and all of that.
Apparently.
No, you did. You can definitely tell from the way you articulate yourself. But are you one of those people, or rather, how do you perceive people, especially in the industry where, they know all of these things, but they don't want to hand it down to the guys who come after them? They're like a bit selfish with the knowledge, the know-how.
Oh, the universe will not smile on them. Posterity will neither smile on them as well. They will get phased out. You see, that's how life is. So, you give and you get back. And if you are trying to gatekeep and not give to the next generation, you'll be phased out before you know it.
Yeah.
And it will be a miserable experience. So, woe to you.
Now, explain that to me especially from a Ghanaian point of view, right? Are there people who are just mean like that, or, they don't want to really influence the younger guys coming up? Or is it blowing up over there?
It's capitalism. Let me tell you. It's not about even just Ghana matter. I'm sure it's here in Kenya, it's here everywhere. Capitalism is sort of where people believe that they have to protect their market space. So the idea is that you come and infringe. I'm selling tomatoes here, and you come and sell tomatoes here.
Yeah.
But maybe that's also wrong, because at the same time, gas stations and then airlines have a different way of doing it.
Yes.
The gas, you build one gas station here, they'll build 3 around there.
Yes.
And they'll all be driving prices high. So maybe which capitalism are we practicing? But anyway, all that to say is sometimes because of a limited understanding of what it means to be able to be successful financially, being territorial versus creating an ecosystem that flourishes and has many.
Yes.
And that is vibrant, and that drives the value of everybody up. And that's the perspective I would wish more people would look at it as, because it's also, everything is in seasons. You have to let the youngins come up.
You have to.
Else, like I said, they'll force you out.
100%. Now, man, Ghana's been on the map last 2-3 years. Dirty December.
Oh my
and
goodness.
all of that. I was out in Lagos over December, right? And I remember passing by the airport, and one of the guys from immigration, I was wearing a T-shirt written Dirty December, right? And one of the guys from immigration was like, "It's not so dirty no more." And I'm just looking at him like, "What?" Tell me about that and how that has impacted, music out of Ghana right now. Has it opened you guys up to literally everyone? Everyone wants to collaborate with you guys?
I think it's opened up possibilities, because when you have people physically coming into spaces, it's easier to make that connection. It's cool to do DMs and stuff, but nothing beats when people actually come and when they touch down into your home turf. So it's absolutely helped in that respect, in terms of those more organic, easy connections between Ghana and other places. Even our cousins, the Nigerians, are always vacationing in Ghana. Anyway, it's like all these songs that you heard of me and Bernard, we did them in Ghana, not in Nigeria.
I mean, it's less manic.
Yeah, exactly. So we're quite fortunate that the tides of change are kind of favoring Ghana as a place. As some people see it as Miami, some see it as Dubai, some see it as Hawaii. But me, I just see it as it's home. It's just home, and it's also a new destination where Africa. This redefining what Africa is, not a place where you go for charity, but a place you can come and chill, a place you can come and connect with, and just African tourism is long overdue. Being Kenyan, I'm sure you guys are more used to that.
Yes.
But the rest of the continent has to understand that. Just the same way Europeans travel to other places in Europe, we can be doing the same thing around the continent. So Ghana is having this look, but it's also better for all of us as an African continent. It's
looking good to the point where literally everybody is like, listen, you can't say you've traveled the continent if you haven't been to Ghana. And of course,
absolutely,
the guys of you guys in Ghana are very. The reception is always so genuine. That's what I like about you. Now, I want to get into the music. As we get into it, now that we've warmed up, I want to start with a song from a particular individual who's actually a fan favorite over here in Kenya, but also at the station, at the Kunle Gold. It's got a brand new album, Catch Me If You Can. It's doing well.
Yeah.
Tell me about how this song came about.
Big up to man like AG Baby. Adekunle is also another homie that we connect very well. We connected for years.
Yes.
This was actually not the first song we've ever recorded, but as I was finishing the album Madina to the Universe, I was in the studio with the producer Young Dems, and we had the beat, and I said, no, this is absolutely Adekunle. He was on tour in the States at the time. I sent him a voice note, said, my guy, I have the perfect song for us.
You.
I sent it to him, and then I think 15, 20 minutes, he had sent a sketch of his part. I said, this guy, you're a monster. He was on tour.
Yeah. So, really? 15 minutes?
Yes, he sent me a rough sketch of it, and I think he was in his hotel room, and he had his equipment with him.
Wow.
I'm like, yo, you are showing that you are my guy.
100%. It was so beautiful to see Adekunle Gold confessing his love to, his wife on Instagram, and him saying, no apology, I'm in love. No lie, man. There you have it.
He's absolutely not lying. You can tell he's a lover boy.
He really is. He really
And I
is.
big up to both of them. I think it's Simi's birthday, right?
Yes, it is. It is Simi's birthday.
It's so crazy because I think on my last project, they had Simi, and then this project, he has Adekunle. So I guess I'm one of those people who is thinking of their marriage.
But how was that? How was that? I mean, working with both of them, they're very different in terms of their sound, but also kind of unique. I believe that's how they found each other, right? But how was it?
Yeah. I mean, I think you put it very well. They're very unique. They're all exceptional talent. They're both exceptional talents in their individual right, but they have different things to them. Simi, for instance, is also very technical. She engineers even some of her Adekunle stuff.
Yes,
and she has her own way and her own vocal textures and how she kind of melodies. And Adekunle too is his own thing. And his reinvention, I think, is the greatest reinvention we've seen in this era in a long time. In the last 10 years, I haven't seen anybody kind of the Adekunle go to AG Baby reinvention is amazing. So big up to him.
Crazy. I love it. Now, tell me about the whole project. Different albums at different times, different seasons represent something different. For you, what was Madina to you?
Yeah, Madina to the universe. So Madina for me, obviously, is where I come from. Is the place in Accra I come from. It's where I grew up.
Yes.
It's where I was born, and that's where both sides of my family, both grandparents are. So it represents home. It also represents all the journey for me. So this album was more of a reflection of the journey of what it took to get here, and then also a statement of ambition of where one is trying to go. That's why it's Madina. That is the journey. Thinking of back home and then to the universe. Which is a statement of ambition, because we never feel like we have arrived, because we shouldn't feel that way. Yeah, we have to. It's a journey. The whole life thing is a journey.
I'll say that again. We shouldn't feel that we have arrived.
Yeah, because the whole life thing is a journey.
It is a journey.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've always said to myself and aloud that the joy is in the journey. Those looking for a final destination, sorry.
Now, for me, I want to get into your musical influences, because way back when, I think 13 or 12, you had a song out with Camp Mula. And at
Two
that
of
point,
them, actually.
Yeah, Camp Mula was huge. And I think Camp Mula helped you break into this market.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people first heard of me with those two Camp Mula joints, the ones I featured on. There was All In, and then there was... we came, we saw, we conquer.
Yeah,
look at me now. Yeah,
hey, big tune.
Yeah, now big up to them brethren and the one sister in Karun.
Yes.
So your question was about musical influences.
My question was, I wanted to get into some of your musical influences, but then that was a different sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Now the musical influences are many. They are varied. When I was growing up in Madina, there was a lot of the first music I was hearing obviously was high life, and then the first non-Ghanaian music that really struck me was reggae, because it used to be around, like you walk on the street, then hear from the bars from everywhere, from Gregory Isaacs to Buju. It was normal, and then I had hip hop next, and I was completely captivated. So in those early days, so it was in between loving stuff like Buju Banton, Gregory Isaacs, Jimmy Cliff. I think my mother used to play the high life stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, some of the African giants we always used, no pun intended, we always used to listen to, like the Hugh Masekela's, Miriam Makeba, the Brenda Fassies, etc. And then, of course, hip hop wise, yesterday I was actually, with Blinky Bill, playing some of these classics like
Blinky,
like Fuji's The Score. I loved Fuji's. Man. Completely. That was a big influence for me, because Fuji showed me how expansive you can be musically, even you doing hip hop.
Yes.
Because one time they'll be singing "Killing Me Softly," and the right left will be doing some dancehall,
some one of these things,
and that's great, because I think that's what we are, right? We're not in this neat, maybe New York or Atlanta pocket of one thing to do as hip hop. We have to bring our own thing, which is a different kind of musicality. So those are my influences, but I'm still constantly being influenced by what's coming out today. I like Childish Gambino. I like Kendrick.
Kendrick just announced he's dropping.
I know. I was like, hey, Charlie, this guy. And he's K. Dot and I'm M. Dot, so I'm like, my guy. What's up?
I love it. No, I was having a conversation with a very good friend of mine. You're probably going to do an interview with him at some point, and we're talking about Afrobeats and dancehall right now. And I'm glad that you spoke about Wycliffe and all of the influences. Right? Would you say that Afrobeats has definitely overtaken dancehall on a global scale?
On a global scale, absolutely. I don't think it's even a question.
100%.
Oh, it's 100%. I mean, it's 100%. I think even if you go into the Caribbean, it's possible that in the Caribbean, Afrobeat is sometimes outperforming.
Yeah.
And it's fine because we're all the same people. We are so connected. It doesn't matter. It's just waves and seasons.
Yeah.
We've been playing dancehall our whole lives as well, right?
Yeah.
Even though we've had our own music. Beenie Man and Bounty Killer would have shut it down 15, 20 years ago before any other African artist would. And it's fine. It's just how it goes. Right now is we one at a time, Charlie.
He came correct, most definitely.
Absolutely. That was a fantastic hook and verse. Big up to man like Pato, man. No half stepping. I love that my featured guests always honor the thing with like their
come with the energy whole way.
Exactly.
But looking at your catalog, man, you've worked with so many different people, right? Tell me about this. Okay, let's put it like this. Tell me about 3 particular collaborations that for you were just out of this world. Like when you think about for as long as your career you've been doing it, what were those 3? It could be a group or just musicians that you absolutely loved 100%.
I mean, I'm not trying to be political, but to be truthful, I love most of my collaborations, but I'll mention 3 of them because some of them were just out of the realm of my thinking when I began. So one of them is Tony Allen, who is like the co-founder of Afrobeat, Fela Kuti's Tony Allen, rest his soul. But for me, being able to collaborate and go on tour with him was crazy to me because I'm like, my parents and people even grew up listening to this guy, the co-founder of Afrobeat, Fela Kuti's Tony Allen.
Yeah.
And now I'm there in the studio and then we're on the road. Like, it's wild to me. So for me, it was insane. So rest is so, even before he passed, he actually hit me up because I was supposed to play a show in London, for his 80th or something on the show, but he passed away before that. So for me, that was mind-blowing. Absolutely. You said 3, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie, this guy. Well, I'll also say, I mean, not to just go on with the dead, but rest in peace, Double HP. But we did an incredible collab that when we met.
Double HP, man.
A song called Jiga, and it just went off. It was one of those unplanned things that was amazing. So
bro,
big up to
his energy. You could feel it on the music.
Absolutely. So rest his soul. But that was also one of those collabs I really cherish.
Yeah.
And now that he's gone, I'm just like, I listened to the song. I'm like, wow, this was
a moment.
It was beyond a moment. Third. Man, this is tricky, huh?
No, it's a good one. I want to bring it all out.
I'll definitely say. I'll definitely say. Oh, can I do 2 more?
Go 2 more. I'll say it correct.
No, not to be pleased, but in more recent times, I'll definitely say my collabs with Adekunle and Bernard for me have been quite meaningful because of how they happen, just very quickly and being in the spirit kind of thing, and it's wild just being able to just connect with people in person, but then be able to make music with them without planning it, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Some of the collaborations, they are happening. They're not in studio. We might be in a hotel. It's just redefining what it means to be a creative now. So I really have enjoyed those collaborations. So big up to both of those brothers. I even loved working with Olamide as well because of the same thing. Because he's also, and they're all just dope people. Man.
Everybody's, I love it.
I mean, that's the thing. Me, I don't. If anybody I've collaborated with who's a shaky individual, I don't know, maybe I'm going to tell my ancestors to write them off my catalog because I really like the fact that I can talk about my collaborators as people I really mess with. I almost cussed on radio. You would have not been happy with me.
No, we'll be all right. All right, so we're about to wrap up, and there's the last song that I want to play. But before we even get into La Vida, right? Want to ask you, what's next for you in terms of music? You just mentioned something very important. It made me very happy. You said you were in studio last night.
Did I say that?
Maybe.
Maybe. Definitely, there's some Kenyan things about to come through for sure.
Tell me, man, Blinky. Who else?
I'm not saying anything. I haven't said Blinky's the homie though. Big up to him.
Blinky was here a couple of weeks ago, about a month or something, and he did say he's working on his new project, right?
Yeah.
And he was just out and about in Europe for TED Talk and all of that. Now he's back.
He's a fancy guy, man. He's a global Kenyan superstar. Big up to man like Blinky.
Everywhere, man. So
the thing is, I heard some of his songs and they're amazing. I can tell you that.
Yeah?
Yeah, but in terms of me, myself, I definitely have some heavyweights Kenyan collabs coming. And you'd be one of the first few that will send a thing to when it's ready. But absolutely, I've been and I'm not done. Before I leave, holla at me if you are my people and we've been DMing already and we are supposed to get into the ting.
Yeah.
You get me? But I'm always excited. East-West collabs are dope because it's just two different angles, and I'm excited for it. Big up to people like Karun that I've worked with in the past. And all them people. But yeah, they are coming. They're coming. It's coming.
Man, we're about to roll out, of course, La Vida by the Man Manifest. Thank you very much for pulling up. First time me interviewing you, actually, and I love the energy. And of course, we're going to definitely be in touch, man.
Yes, absolutely. And make sure that if you come Ghana, Charlie, you holla, Dirty December or pre-Dirty December.
Let me tell you, it's hard. You know me, I'm not around in December. Because we're going to be on the west side.